Start with the invocation. Vande Varanendra madbhagatheyakritiam shundadandasuchalanena jagatam mayantarayamayan vidravya pranati prasanna hridayo yo nukta eva swayam rakshatyanvahamatmanoti virudam vaidyesha putrabhidham मातर्मे मधुकैट भग्नि महिष प्राणापहारोद्य मे हेलालंबित धूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डार्दिनि निःशेषीकृत रक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि नाशयाशु दुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके नमस्काराः. I welcome you all for the 6th session of this course. We've now completed 12 verses, so we'll try to chant all the 12 verses now and then proceed with today's verse. We'll try to cover 3 verses in today's class. For that, let us chant this together. Ayigiri nandini nandita medini vishwa vinodini nandanute girivara vindhya shirodhini vasini vishnu vilasini jishnunute bhagavati heshiti kantha kutumbini bhuri krute jaya jaya he mahishasuramardini रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरवरवर्षिणि दुर्धरधर्षिणि दुर्मुखमर्षिणि हर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि किल्बिषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनिरोषिणि दितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वनप्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुंग हिमालय शृंग निजालय मध्यगते मधुमधुरे मधुकैटभ खंजिनि कैटभ भंजिनि रासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि शतखण्ड विखण्डित रुण्ड वितुण्डित शुण्ड गजाधिपते रिपुगज गण्ड विदारण चण्ड पराक्रम शौण्ड मृगाधिपते निज भुज दण्ड निपातित खण्ड विपातित मुण्ड भटाधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि रणदुर्मद शत्रुवधोदित दुर्धर निर्जर शक्तिभृते चतुर विचार धूरीण महाशिवदूत कृत प्रमथाधिपते दुरित दुरीह दुराशय दुर्मति दानव दूत कृतान्तमते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि शरणागत वैरिवधूवर वीर वराभयदायि करे त्रिभुवन मस्तक शूल विरोधि शिरोधि कृतामल शूल करे दुमि दुमि तामर दुन्दुभिनाद महो मुखरी कृत दिङ्नि करे जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि निज हुंकृति मात्र निराकृत धूम्र विलोचन धूम्रशते तमर विशोषित शोणित बीज समुद्भव शोणित बीजलते शिव शिव शुंभ निशुंभ महाहवतर्पित भूत पिशाचपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते धनुरनुसंगरण क्षण संग परिस्फुरदंग नटत्कटके कनक पिशंग पृषत् कनिशंगर सद्भट शृंग हतावटुके कृत चतुरंग बल क्षितिरंग घटद् बहुरंग रटद्बटुके जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय जप्य जये जय शब्द परस्तुति परश्वनुते भण भण भिञ्जिमि भिङ्कृतनूपुर शिञ्जित मोहित भूतपते नटित नटार्ध नटी नटनायक नाटित नाट्य सुगानरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते आयि सुमनः 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 सुमनोहर कान्तियुते श्रित रजनी 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 करवक्त्रवृते सुनयन विभ्रमर भ्रमर 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 भ्रमराधिपते जय जय हे मर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सहित महाहवमल्लमतल्लिकमल्लितरल्लकमल्लरते विरचित वल्लिक पल्लिक मल्लिक झिल्लिक भिल्लिक वर्गवृते सीतकृत फुल्लस मुल्लसितारुण तल्लज पल्लव सल्ललिते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अविरल गण्डगलन्मदमेदुरमत्तमतङ्गजराजपते त्रिभुवन भूषण भूतकलानिधि रूप पयोनिधि राजसुते आई सुदति नल समान समोहन मन्मथराजसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते. So let us proceed with today's verse. Chant this twice and then do the padacheda and get to the meaning. कमलदलामल कोमल कांति कला कलितामल भाललते भालतले सकल विलास कला निलय क्रम केलि चलत कलहंस कुले आलिकुल संकुल कुवलय मंडल मौलि मिलद बकुलालिकुले जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते कमलदलामल कोमल कांति कला कलितामल भालतले सकल विलास कला निलय क्रम केलि चलत कलहंस कुले आलिकुल संकुल कुवलय मंडल मौलि मिलद बकुलालिकुले जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते. Let's do the padacheda. कमल दल अमल कोमल कांति कलाकलित अमल भाल तले भाल तला split it there also. It is there are two padas bhala and tala. Bhala tale sakala vilasa kala nilaya krama keli chalat kala hamsa kule ali kula sankula. I'm sorry, this is not showing it rightly because of the conversion into PDF. It is sankula ali kula sankula kuvalaya mandala mauli milad बकुल आलि कुले हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय. So Bhalatale. So Bhalam nama lalata desham, lalata pradesham. So this forehead portion is called Bhalatala. So the surface portion, this surface of the Devi. Okay. So how is that? There are three Visheshanas given to this Bhalatala. This Bhalatala of the Devi has three Visheshanas here. One is Amala, the other one is Kala Kalita, and the other one is Kamaladala Malakomala Kanti. So Bhalatalam, Devyaha Bhalatalam, Kidrisham Vartate, Dichet, Amalam Vartate, Kala Kalitam Vartate, Kamaladala Malakomala Kanti Vartate. Okay, so we shall see this one by one. So Amalam, we know that it is Swacham, it is spotless, it is faultless, with a beautiful forehead. Amala Bhalatale. And then how is it? Kala Kalitam. So her forehead is adorned with Kala. Okay. Kala is 1/16 of 1/16 of something is referred to as Kala. Chandra Kala is the crescent moon. So the Kala Shabda has various meanings. So one artha is art. Fine arts is referred by the word Kala. So Kala is Amsha. So 1/16 of something is referred to as Kala. And Chandra crescent is referred to as Kala. So Kala Kalita, Chandra Kalaya Kalitam Bhalatalam. So her forehead is adorned with this Chandra Kala. So that goes as another Visheshana to this Bhalatala. And then Kamala Dala Amala Komala Kanti. So this Bhalatala is Kanti Yukta. It is radiant. Okay. It is radiant. How? Like the radiance of Kamala Dala. So the Kamala Dala is the petal of Kamala Pushpa. So it is Amala like Kamala Dala. It is faultless, it is pure, it is spotless like the petal of a lotus. Kamala Dala, Amala, and it is also Komala, it is soft. Okay, and because of that, there is so Kamala Dala, Amala, Komala, Kanti. So the radiance of a pure, soft Kamala Dala, and this Bhalatala has the same radiance as that of this Kamala Dala, Amala, Komala, Kanti, and then Kala Kalita, Amala, Bhalatala. So Tadrishi. So the one who has such a forehead, which is spotless, which is adorned with the Chandrakala, and which has the brilliance or the radiance of a soft, pure petal of lotus. Yes. Then Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilaya Krama Keli Chalat Kala Hamsa Kula. So Devi is Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilaya Krama Keli Chalat Kala Hamsa Kula when you have a Sambuddhi. So when it becomes vocative, when you call her, you say Kule is Sambodhanam. So she is surrounded by Kalahamsa Kula, by flocks of Kalahamsas. So we know that Hamsa is swan, right? And Kalahamsa is a Vishesha Hamsa. Okay, it's a particular type of Hamsa which has a very, very sweet sound. Okay, so Kalahamsa Kulaihi. Okay, Yukta. She is somebody who is surrounded by flocks of Kalahamsa. So flocks of swans. Okay. And how are these swans? Chalat Kalahamsa. They are moving. Okay. So she is surrounded by flocks of Kalahamsas that are constantly moving. Okay. And how? Keli Chalat. Okay. So they are moving very sportingly. So Keli is a sport. Okay. So they are moving sportingly. Yeah, like in a very, it's not some kind of a military march type of movement, but it is a very beautiful movement with gaze. Keli Chalat Kalahamsa Kula. Okay. And then how is the, and Krama is the steps. So these swans are moving and they are taking steps, right? So how are these steps? Yes. they are Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilaya. So the very steps of these swans is compared to, or it's not even a comparison. It says that Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilayaha Eva Kramaha. So the steps of these swans are nothing but the the Nilaya is house or repository, you can say. So repository of Sakala Vilasa Kala, all the beautiful arts. Okay, Sakala, all. Vilasa Kala, Kala is art here, and Vilasa Kala. See, Vilasaha can refer to Krida, Leela, or it can also mean charm, beauty. Here you can take Charuta. Okay, this artha you can take here. It can mean Leela, it can refer to Lavanya, it can refer to Krida. Okay. Here you can take this Charuta. So Sakala Vilasa Kala, now all the beautiful fine arts, okay, the repository of all those arts is compared with the movement or the steps taken by the swan. Okay. So Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilayaha Eva Kramaha. So that is the step taken by the swan, and that itself is the Keli, that is the sport. Okay, and movement. Okay, so she is surrounded by flocks of swans that are moving sportingly with the steps that are nothing but all the beautiful arts. So what does the poet say here? That all the arts are at the service of the Devi. That's all. Yeah. So that is the Tatparyartha. So behind all these long compounds, the Tatparya is that when one worships Bhagavati, he instantly becomes a poet. Okay. So he instantly becomes he can instantly be blessed with the knowledge of all the arts and everything. Okay. So that is the Tatparyas, because she is surrounded by these swans, and they are their movement is the very symbol for all the arts. That's all. Sakala Vilasa Kala Nilaya Krama Keli Chalat Kalahamsa Kule. Then Alikula Sankula Valaya Mandala Mauli Milad Bakula Alikule. Again, Alihi refers to Sakhi. Okay. Ali is a female friend, is called an Ali. Okay. She is surrounded by many female consorts. Okay. Many female friends. They are also of the form of Devi only. Okay. So it is said that if anybody who visits Lalitambika in Manidvipa, be it Brahma, Vishnu or Shiva, has to take the form of a woman and then visit Devi. Naturally, they become like that. Okay. And they are going in service of Lalitambika in Manidvipa. That is how it is described. So she is surrounded by a huge group of Sakhis, of Alis. Okay. And how are these people? They have decorated their heads with bakula, okay, with bakula flowers and Kuvalaya Mandala. And Kuvalaya is water lily. Okay, I think it is blue lily, okay, probably blue, but I'm not sure of the color, but it's a variety of lily. Okay, so Kuvalaya Mandala Mauli is head. Okay, so their head is adorned by Kuvalaya Mandala, by groups of water lilies and bakula flowers. Okay, bakula, this is the scientific name. I googled and found this out. It is a tree, Bakula Vriksha, and the flower that comes from the Vriksha is Bakula flower. Okay. And this Bakula flower is called Magizhampu in Tamil. Okay. So please Google this scientific name and find out what it means in other languages. In Tamil, it is known as Magizhampu. Okay. And interestingly, this Bakula flower, okay, so there are poetic conventions, right? See, for example, if you look at any literature, we can always see this has been found. So this is something that can be observed across world literatures. right? So you take any literature, be it the Greek literature or Sanskrit literature, Tamil literature, or maybe other languages also. I'm sure you will find this, that every poet has wondered about the black spot on the moon, right? It's a poetic convention. Somebody says it is a, Shasha. Somebody says it is Mriga. So that's why Chandra is called a Mriganka, Shashanka, so on. Similarly, there are other poetic conventions. So with this Bakula flower, it is said that, so in order to make the Bakula tree blossom, okay, it is said that, so when a woman, they take a mouthful of wine and then they spit it on the Bakula tree. It is said that the Bakula tree will blossom then and it will give flowers. This is something that you find in Sanskrit literature. It is famously described in Meghaduta. There is a verse which says that so when Kalidasa says this through the Yaksha to the Megha. So he is describing his sorrow, and he is in the Uttara Megha. I think this comes in the Uttara Megha when he is describing the Alakapuri and how he has to identify her this Yaksha's lover. Then he says that this love of mine is like I think he compares her to this Bakula flower, and he says that Vadana Madiram Dohada Chadmanasyaha. Yeah, that it is like this. It says that her, I think it means that her place is surrounded by Bakula trees, and the Bakula trees are expecting her Vadana Madira. Okay, Madira is wine, and the mouthful of her wine. Okay, it is expecting this Bakula tree is expecting that from her and waiting to blossom. And Vamapadabhilashi, and it is so another tree is expecting a kick of her left leg, just like me. He describes that, and anyway, the point is this Bakula tree is famous for that. It comes in, we can see this Bakula Vadanamadira Peksha usage in many poems. So that is the Bakula flower. Okay, so and her alis and their mauli, okay, their heads are adorned with Kuvalaya Mandala. And how is this Kuvalaya Mandala? This Kuvalaya Mandala is again Alikula Sankula. It is full of bees. Okay. So the bee has swarmed this Kuvalaya flower, and her Sakhis have adorned such a Kuvalaya flower on their head. They have also adorned their heads with Bakula flowers. So Alikula Sankula Kuvalaya Mandala Mauli Nilat Bakula Alikule is the Tatparya of this Pankti. He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute, Jaya Jaya. Hope it is clear. Then we'll go to the next verse. Karamurali Rava Vijita Kujita Lajjita Kokila Manjumate Milita Pulinda Manohara Gunjita Ranjita Shaila Nikunjagate Nija Guna Bhuta Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Sambrita Kelitale Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Kara Murali Rava Vijita Kujita Lajjita Kokila Manjumate Milita Pulinda Manohara Gunjita Ranjita Shaila Nikunjate Nijaguna Bhuta Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Sambrita Kelitale Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Kara Murali Rava Vijita Kujita Lajjita Kokila Manju Mate Milita Pulinda Manohara Gunjita Ranjita Shaila Nikunja Gate Nija Guna Bhuta Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Sambrita Keli Tale He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya. The first pada, Kara Muralirava Vijita Pujita Lajjita Kokila Manjumate. This one is very difficult to make a Samastapada out of this, following all the grammar rules. We will try to get the Tatparyartha. It says, so Kara Murali Rava. Now we can take it that the Devi is holding a flute in her hand. Okay, so Kara Murali, Murali is the flute. Then Rava, Rava is its sound. Okay, Kara Murali Rava. Vijita Kujita Lajjita Kokila Manjumate. So see, she is surrounded by kokilas. Okay, she is surrounded by kokila birds. Okay, that have fine minds. Okay, very difficult to imagine how how this Visheshana will fit, but that is the best we can make out of the words that are given here. So these kokilas have manjumati. Okay, they have cultured minds, fine minds. Okay, so and they are lajjita. They are ashamed of their own cooing, okay, of their own sound. They are ashamed of that. Pujita lajjita kokila manjumate. She is the one who is surrounded by such kokila birds, by such cuckoos. Okay. Pujita lajjita kokila manjumate. Why are they ashamed? Because of Kara Murali Rava Vijita. Because of the sweet sound which is coming from the flute that she is holding in her hands. So this sound has put to shame these kokila pakshis, and they have stopped cooing, or they feel ashamed of cooing. That is the Tatparya. Kara Murali Rava Vijita. So Vijita actually means to fan down something, to calm down something. So Vyajanam Vijayati. I'm a fanning. Okay. Here, best we can make is that Kara Murali Ravena Vijita. So because of the calming down happens, okay, because of the Kara Murali Rava, and because of that, the cuckoo birds, their cooing they have become ashamed of their cooing. That is the Tatparya. Kara Murali Rava Vijita Pujita Lajjita Kokila Manjumate. And these kokila birds have a fine mind. They are very cultured birds. Okay, you can take like that, or we can say the one who is surrounded by these kokilas that have been put to shame by the sound that is coming from her murali is one Visheshana. And the one with very sweet thoughts, Manju. Manju stands for softness, sweetness, and the one with sweet thoughts, you can take it as two Visheshanas. Either way, it is a very difficult to comprehend padas are here, and in the sense, comprehend in the sense, see, if you're going to do the padacheda and understand each pada individually, it is very easy. But then when you try to put it together as a samasa, it will not, grammatically, you cannot put it in place properly. That is a problem. But then we'll try to just take the Tatparya here and proceed. Then, Milita Pulinda Manohara Gunjita Ranjita Shaila Nikunja Gate. No, Nikunja Gata. So she is the one who is housed, or who has made Nikunja her residence. Okay, so Nikunja is a portion of land, okay, which is empty but surrounded by lush green shrubs and trees. Okay, Latabihi achaditasya sthanasya madhye shunya deshaha. So an empty space that is surrounded by lush green trees, creepers, etc. is called a Nikunja, right in the middle of a forest or so. So she is residing in Nikunja. Nikunja Gata she is. What kind of Nikunja is this? Shaila Nikunja Gata. So this Nikunja is there in a mountain. Okay. And what kind of a mountain? Ranjita Shaila. So this Shaila has been colored into red. Okay, so has been rendered reddish. Such a Shaila, there is a Nikunja in such a Shaila and she is residing in that Nikunja. So Ranjita Shaila Nikunja Gata. Then why is this Ranjita? Because of Gunjita. Because of the Gunja Phalas. Gunja Phala is Kundumani. Okay, so red in color. Okay. Because of the presence of the Gunja, I don't know if it is a creeper or a shrub or what, where this Kundumani grows, I am sorry. So because of being, present with a lot of this Gunja Phala, because of that the Shaila is Ranjita. Because of that the Shaila has become red in color, and in such a Shaila there is a Nikunja and she is residing there. Gunjita Ranjita Shaila Nikunja Gata. And how is this? This is Manohara. Okay. And this Gunjita, this Gunja Phala is Manohara. It is the favorite. It steals the hearts of whom? Milita Pulinda, of the Kirata Samuha. Pulindaha nama Kirataha ityarthaha. That is why Lord Subramanya is called Pulindatmajakanta. So he is called Valli Manalan, right? Because he married Valli, who belonged to the hunter tribe. That is why in Subramanyam Bhujanga, Acharya refers to him as Pulindatmajakanta Bhaktarti Harin. So Pulindatmaja, nama Pulindasya Atmaja. So the daughter of Pulinda, daughter of a hunter, daughter of a Kirata. So Milita Pulinda Manohara Gunjita. So these Gunja Phala, these Gunja Phalas are the favorite of the Kirata Samuha. And because of such Gunja Phalas, this Shaila is Ranjita and this Nikunja is present in such a Shaila, and oh mother, resident of this Nikunja. This Sambodhanam. And then Nija Guna Bhuta Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Samhrita Keli Tale. Now, Keli Tala, Kelihi here is to be taken in the artha of Krida, sport, play. Okay. Now, her Keli Tala, her playground. Okay. How is her playground? So, she is the one whose playground is nourished by Sadguna. Okay. Sadguna Samhrita Keli Tala. Okay. So, her playground is nourished by the good, fine qualities. Sadguna Samhrita. Sadgunaihi Samhritam Kelitalam. So this Kelitala, her playground is nicely nourished by the fine qualities of whom Mahashabari Gana, by a huge gathering of this tribal woman. Okay, Shabari Gana. So Shabaraha again refers to a tribal, a hunter or a person who lives in the forest. Okay, so that is why the Ramayana Shabari is also called Shabari. Actually, we do not know her name. Okay, she's just referred to as a Shabari. She was a huntress. That's all. So she is, I think the Purva Charita of Shabari is mentioned in some other Purana, Skanda Purana or Padma Purana, where it is elaborately mentioned that she was a huntress and she lived a very, very impulsive life. She just ate whatever she saw. She was roaming around and she had no great purpose in her life. Just, was roaming around the forest aimlessly, purposelessly. And then one day she came to Matanga's ashrama and she found an unusual calming effect on her mind. She couldn't understand what it is. And then the moment she saw Matanga, somehow something about him attracted her towards him, but she did not go near him and bother him and all. What she used to do was she observed that the rishis walked a path to the river early in the morning for their bath and their rituals, and they treaded the same path and came back, and Shabari observed that the path was full of thorns. So what she used to do every day was, she never came and met Matanga once in his life. She just ensured that, for some time, what she was doing was she used to clear the path of these rishis early in the morning. She used to wake up before them and clean the path. And this happened for a long time. And then one day Matanga wanted to know who was rendering this service, and he came at a time earlier than the usual time and found this lady Shabari to be doing this, and he was very pleased with her, blessed her, that's all. And then after a long time, when Matanga decided to leave to Brahmaloka, he called all his shishyas and asked them to, instructed them that you may ask for whatever you want, and each of them asked for one siddhi, this siddhi or that siddhi. Shabari did not even know what to ask for. And then Matanga gave her the Ramanama, and she asked him what was the meaning of whatever he was teaching her. And then Matanga told her that the meaning of whatever I am teaching you will come in search of you, you do not worry. And that is how Rama came to her at a later time, and so on. So the Shabari was a huntress. Okay. So Mahashabari Gana, group of a big group of tribal women. Okay. Mahashabari Gana Sadguna. So by the fine qualities of the, I cannot understand how a playground can be nourished by fine qualities. It is not very sensible, but then that is what we can make of the words that are here. So Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Samhrita Kelitalam. Then again, this Mahashabari Gana is Nija Guna Bhuta. Okay. So these tribal women are the very manifestations of the Devi's own qualities. Okay, that is what we can say from Nija Guna Bhuta, or if that is not a very comfortable explanation, we can say the Guna has one more artha. So it can mean multiplication. It can mean a quality. It can also mean something that is secondary. Okay. So primary is pradhana. What is secondary is gauna. Okay. So Nija Guna Bhuta can also mean the ones who have become her subordinates. Okay. The ones who have become her bhaktas. Okay. So Tadrisha Mahashabari Sadguna Samhrita Kelitala. You can take it like that. Okay. It's a roundabout explanation, but Nija Guna Bhuta, Nija Guna Bhuta can mean either manifestation. So Mahashabari Gana, she is surrounded by these tribal women, and her playground is being nourished by the fine qualities of them. And these Shabari Ganas, these tribal women, are themselves the manifestations of the great qualities that are found in the Devi. That is one artha. Or this Mahashabari Gana has become a subordinate to the Devi. Nija Guna Bhuta Mahashabari Gana. So the Mahashabari Gana that has become a subordinate or become a bhakta of the Devi. Tadrisha Mahashabari Gana Sadguna Samhrita Kelitara. Two ways of taking the artha. Then, He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Mardini, Shailasute, Jaya Jaya. Next verse. Katitata Pita Dukula Vichitra Mayukhatiraskrita Chandra Ruche Pranata Sura Sura Mauli Manis Puradam Shula Sannakha Chandra Ruche Jita Kanaka Chala Mauli Madorjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kuche Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Katitata Pita Dukula Vichitra Mayukhatiraskrita Chandra Ruche Pranata Sura Sura Mauli Manis Puradam Shula Sannakha Chandra Ruche Jita Kanaka Chala Mauli Madorjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kuche जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते। कटि तट पीत दुकूल विचित्र मयूख तिरस्कृत चंद्र रुचे प्रणत सुर असुर मौलि मणि स्फुरदंशु स्फुरत् अंशु लसत् नख चंद्र रुचे जित कनक अचल मौलि मद ऊर्जित निर्जर कुंजर कुंभ उचे। हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय। कटितट पीत दुकूल विचित्र मयूख तिरस्कृत चंद्ररुचे। Chandraruchi, the radiance or the kanti of the Chandra has been tiraskrita, has been put to shame. It has tiraskrita, tiraskara means to ignore somebody, to say no to somebody. Okay. Now, Chandraruchi has been tiraskrita, nama the shine of the or the kanti of the moon has been put to shame. By what? Mayukha. Mayukha again refers to Kirana or the ray. Okay, that is why Surya is called Mayukha Mali. Okay, is another name for Surya. So Mayukha is Kirana or the ray. Now Mayukha Tiraskrita Chandra Ruche. So the radiance or the brilliance of the moon has been put to shame by another set of rays emanating from where? Dukula Vichitra Mayukha, and this Mayukha is variegated, okay, or it is very, very unusual, it is rare. Okay, such a group of rays is not to be found in nature or something like so. Vichitra Mayukha, variegated rays, okay, and because of them, Chandra Ruchi, Chandra's Kanti, Ruchi means Kanti, glow, shine. Okay. So Chandra's Kanti has been put to shame by these new rare group of Mayukhas, rays, emanating from Dukula, from fine silk. Okay. Pita Dukula, which is yellow in color. Okay. And which has been adorned, which has been worn by the Devi around her waist, around her Katitata. Katitata is her waist portion. Okay. Katitata, Pita Dukula, and she has worn a red silk garment, sorry, a yellow silk garment, and the rays that are coming out of that fine silk garment are putting to shame the Kanti of Chandra himself. So, such beautiful glow is coming out of her garment. She is shining. Kati tata pita dukula vichitra mayukha tiraskrita chandra ruche. Then, pranata sura asura mauli mani sphurat amshu lasat nakha Chandra Ruche. So again, a very, very popular description of the Devi, which is found in Saundarya Lahari or in Lalita Sahasranama. It occurs many times. That how are the feet of the Devi? So they are adorned by the crowns of all the Devas. So all the Devas have come and they are prostrating to Lalitamba, and because of that, her feet is glowing with the rays that are coming from the gemstones that are studded on the crowns of these Devas. It's a very popular description. You can see it in the very famous verse, Bhavanitvam dase mai vitara drishtim sakarunam iti stotum vanchan iti कथयति भवानित्वमिति यः तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निज सायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमुकुट नीराजित पदाम्. So it's a very, very famous verse. It says that Bhavani, so it is addressing the Devi, saying that Tvam dase mai vitara drishtim sakarunam. So why don't you glance upon me, who is a dasa to you? Okay. So just glance, mai vitara drishtim sakarunam. So why don't you make me a patra of your compassionate glance? Okay. So wanting to say this, so he wants to say this to Amba, Bhavani, Tvam mai dase sakarunam drishtim vitara. It is totum vanchan. So he just wants to say this. The bhakta has not yet completed the sentence. It is totum vanchan kathayati bhavanitvam iti yaha. So he has just started to utter the sentence. This is his intention. He has just uttered 2 words. So the sentence is this long. Bhavanitvam dase mai vitara drishtim sakarunam. This is the vakya. But he has just said bhavanitvam. That's all he has said. Okay. Bhavanitvam iti yaha. It is totum vanchan kathayati bhavanitvam iti yaha. He just utters this. Immediately, at that very moment, you are so compassionate. What are you doing to him? Tadaiva tasminneva samaye dishasi nija sayujya padavim. You grant him your sayujya padavi. So you grant him the union with you. Okay, and this sayujya padavi, how is it? Mukunda Brahmendra Sputamakuta Nirajita Padam. So you have granted him a place at your feet. Okay, and that is a place which is adorned by the crowns of Mukunda, Brahma, Indra, and all the devas. So such a prestigious, precious place you have granted it to this bhakta who has just wanted to say something and he has not even finished his sentence. So that also has the same idea, that the feet of the Devi is adorned by the crowns of all the devas. Here that is what it says, Pranata Sura Asura Mauli Mani. Okay. So Sura and Asura, all the Suras, Asuras, they have prostrated to the Devi and their Mauli Mani. So their Mauli has money. Money, obviously, because of the crowns that are present on their heads, and the gemstones are studded in that. Spuradamshu, so the rays that come out of that money, okay, that is decorating the nakha of the Devi. So that is decorating the nakha of the Devi, and the nakha, one can imagine it as a crescent moon, right? So this nakha itself is like Chandra. Okay, and she is the one who is adorned with the shine or with the kanti of this Nakha Chandra. Okay, so this Nakha can be called Chandra here because the gemstones or because of the light that is coming out of the gemstone is falling on her Nakha, and that is also crescent shaped and it is emanating huge glow. Okay, and Tadrishi. So the one adorned with such nakhas, that is dazzling. Lasan nakha, it is dazzling because of the spuradamshu, because of the rays emanating out of the mauli mani, because of the gemstones that are present on their head of Sura and Asura, and it is happening because they have kept their heads on her feet. Pranata, they have prostrated. Pranata Sura Asura Mauli Mani Spurat Amshu Lasat Nakhachandra Uje. Then Jita Kanaka Achala Mauli Mada Urjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kuche. Again, now her kucha, okay, her kucha yuga, her stana yuga, okay, her pair of breasts, they are compared with 2 things. Jita Kanakachala Mauli. So they have outshined the peak, okay, of the Kanakachala. Kanakachala is the golden mountain. One can think of it as a Meru mountain, as the Meru mountain. So Meru mountains Mauli, okay, Mauli is the peak. So Jita Kanakachala Mauli, and then Mother, so Jita should be common to Kanakachala Mauli and Mada Urjita Nirjara Kunja. These are compared to her pair of breasts. The first Visheshana for that, the first comparison is Kanakachala Mauli. So it is outshining or it is taller or Tunga. So Kanakachala, so the mountain can be, it is shows the tungatva, the tallness, right? So Jita Kanaka Achala Mauli. So her pair of breasts have outshined the peaks of Kanakachala. So they're tall. Okay. So upright. Okay. Jita Kanakachala Mauli, and then Madaurjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha. And also this is again a very common comparison that we can see, where the pair of breasts of the Devi, or be it any other woman, even in the Kavyas, you can see that they are often compared to the temples of the elephants. Okay. So Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha. So Kumbha is the frontal, this portion. So, and we can see that the mastaka of the elephant appears to be divided. Okay, like this. There is a bend here, and the frontal portion is like that. And that Kumbha and Madaurjita, and it is not any ordinary Kumbha, but Kunjara is elephant. Kunjara Kumbha, the frontal lobes of the elephant, and not an ordinary elephant, but Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha. Nirjaranam Kunjaraha. So Nirjaraha Devaha. Nirjaraha, because they do not have jara. They are called Nirjaras. Nirjaranam Kunjaraha. So the elephant, the mighty, powerful elephant of the Devas, and it is Mada Urjita. It is rendered more powerful. It is nourished by the Madajala that oozes out. So Mada Urjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kucha. And her pair of breasts are finer than this Kumbha also. So Jita has to be added here. Jita Kanakachala Mauli Mada Urjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kucha. Hey Nirjara Kumbha Kuche, hey Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute, Jaya Jaya. So again, for this I wanted to refer to another Saundarya Lahari Shloka. I have typed it here. Every time there is a request, I think I can share this. So these two verses, they describe the Sthana Yugas of the Devi in the Saundarya Lahari, and it is a very nice verse. Amute Vakshoja Amritarasa Manikya Kushalau. Patha I know is Kushalo. Anyway, Kutupau Nasandeha Spando Nagapati Patake Manasinaha Pibantau Tau Yasmad Avidita Vadhu Sangamarasau Kumara Vadyapi Dvirada Vadana Krauncha Dalanau. So the Acharya talks about the sthana of the Devi, and he says that Amute Vakshojau Amrita Rasa Manikya Kushalau. They are providing Amrita Rasa. There is Nagapati Patake, and you are the Pataka of Nagapati. So you are the one who has made the Nagapati Himalaya proud, and Tadrishi Tvam Parvati Atra Sandehaha Asmakam Manasi Nasti. There is no doubt of this in our minds, because we know this, that Pibantau Tau Yasmad Avidita Vadhu Sangamarasau Kumarau Adyapi Dvirada Vadana Krauncha Dalana. Dvirada Vadanaha and Krauncha Dalana are Shanmukha and Ganesha, who have the blessing of tasting your milk. Okay. So your stanya has been offered to them, and because of that we see that Tau Adyapi Kumarau, even now they are Kumaras, and they are Abhidita Vadhu Sangama Rasau. So they know nothing of the pleasure of woman. Okay, here Vadhu Sangama refers to any worldly pleasure. Okay, even though they are always found with their consorts. Okay, we know that in fact Lord Muruga is known to have two wives, right? He is always present with Balli and Devasena, and even Vinayaka is present with his consort. We see him, Vallabha Ganapati. He is present with Vallabha. We see that But despite being present with their vadhus all the time, they know of no vadhu sangama rasa, avidita vadhu sangama rasa. They do not know that. Why? And they are, even today, they are kumara, they are childlike, they are the very same children. They do not engage themselves in worldly pleasure. Why? Because they are enjoying your stanya. Okay, and that is nothing but immortal bliss that comes out of it. So it is a symbolic representation of Amrita Rasa, of Brahmananda, is what is symbolized by her bhusam. Okay, Amute Vakshoja Amrita Rasa Manikya Kushalo Nasandeha Spandaha. It's a very fine verse. You can see the numbers for those of you who want a reference of these verses. Here are they. Thought I would share them. So coming back to our verse, so that is why Kumbha Kucha is all. Oh, I'm sorry. Wanted to show one more. For Kumbara Kumbha. See, Samam Devi Skanda Dvipavadana Pitam Stanayugam Tavedam Nakhedam Haratu Satatam Prasnutamukham Yadalokya Shanka Kulita Hridayo Hasa Janaka Swakumbho Herambaf Parimrishati Hastena Jhatiti. So this verse again, it says that now Ganapati, Gaja Vinayaka is doing, is doing stanyapana. Okay, skanda dvipavadana pitam stanayugam tavedam nakhedam haratu. So may this stanayuga of yours take away all our sorrow. And this Heramba Gajanana, when he looks at your stanayuga, okay, yadalokya Ashanka Kulita Hridaya. He is filled with Ashanka. And what does he do? He touches his own forehead. Okay. So Swakumbho Parimrishati Hastena Jhatiti, thinking if his kumbha has gone there as your Stana Yuga. So he is confused. So this verse I had just noted down just to point out that it's a common description that can be found where the Stana Yuga is compared to Kumbha, Kunjara Kumbha. So here he says, Herambaha Hastena Swakumbho Jhatiti Parimrishati. He immediately touches his frontal lobes and want to feel if they are intact or if they have suddenly gone there as your pair of breasts. That is what have transformed into your breasts. So this is what is the shloka. All right, this is what I wanted to share. Mada Urjita Nirjara Kunjara Kumbha Kucha. This is clear. Hey Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute, Jaya Jaya. Right? Not many hands. So I think I will take the questions tomorrow because it is already 8. We'll stop here. Continue tomorrow. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha. Namaskar.